Ukraine will be able to destroy the Crimean Bridge when a corresponding political decision is made. Aviation expert Konstantin Krivolap stated this on the air of Fabrika Novostey. The Crimean Bridge can be destroyed at the moment when a political decision is made. Due to the fact that a political decision was not made and there were restrictions from the Americans, there was a hint to the Russians that we can do this because they stopped transporting in very large quantities everything related to military equipment across the Crimean Bridge, he said. According to Krivolap, the Russians understand that the bridge can be destroyed at any time when this decision is made. We already have enough resources, and especially now, when such a decision is made, it will be destroyed. But there is no point in destroying it right now, when the Russians have already stopped transporting ammunition across this bridge. If our military goals are achieved, that is one question. On the other hand, there are these tense relations with the Americans, who are now specifically engaged in saving Russia, Krivolap explained. Recently, the New York Times conducted a major investigation into the military cooperation between the US and Ukraine after the full-scale Russian invasion. In particular, the publication found out that in the summer of 2024, Ukraine secretly carried out a third attack on the Crimean Bridge, but it was unsuccessful. Ukraine damaged the Crimean Bridge with long-range ATACMS missiles, the investigation claims. The journalists added that the operation was carried out as part of the Lunar Hail campaign, which was jointly developed by the Ukrainian and American sides. Russian occupation of the Crimean Peninsula in 2014 was followed by the construction of the infrastructure facilities. Many of them are of military importance, and the Crimean Bridge is no exception. It has significantly improved the logistics capabilities of the aggressor state. In addition, Russian dictator Vladimir Putin attended its opening, giving the new construction a particular sacred significance. In addition to the obvious goal of integrating temporarily occupied Crimea with the territory of the Russian Federation, the aggressor state wanted to reduce the economic and financial losses of maintaining the peninsula in the future. Of course, the increase in political dividends from the occupation has played a role, as Crimea has been used as a springboard for Russia. It has been militarized since 2014 and used to influence the region. The bridge increased restrictions on free shipping in the Kerch Strait and the Sea of Azov, and improved Russian military and logistical capabilities. The Crimean Bridge is systematically used for the transfer of military equipment and personnel of the Russian armed forces to continue attacks on Ukraine.
Russian army forces have attempted a large-scale offensive near the village of Andriivka in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. Attempting to advance with a large number of armored combat vehicles and manpower, the Russian invaders were stopped by drone and artillery strikes from the Ukrainian army. The soldiers in the advancing column were destroyed by successive strikes. All vehicles participating in the attack were destroyed by explosions. In addition, the invaders advancing with armored vehicles in the direction of the village of Novopavlovka were stopped by drone strikes. As a result, the vehicles and manpower participating in the attack were destroyed. Ukrainians' troops continue to strike Russian military targets in Crimea Peninsula. Fighters from the Prizrak unit of the main intelligence directorate under the Ukrainian Defense Ministry have once again targeted military facilities belonging to the Russian army on the occupied Crimean Peninsula with drones. Footage of the operation, released by the main intelligence directorate, has been circulated on Telegram channels. As a result of the strikes carried out by kamikaze drones belonging to the Prizrak unit, transport tugboats, the MR-10M1E coastal radar station, the Imbir 9S32 radar station, the Podliat K1 radar station, the Nebo SVU radar station and an electric generator were destroyed by explosions on the peninsula. It should be noted that the Prizrak unit of the main intelligence directorate has increased strikes on Russian military facilities in Crimea for several days in a row. As a result, a large number of Russian radar stations, military equipment, including boats, ships and helicopters, have been disabled. In the latest attack on Crimea, the Ukrainian unit destroyed 2 Russian boats and TR-M2 anti-aircraft missile system in Crimea. Footage has appeared online, allegedly from a field airfield in the village of Ivnya in the Belgorod region of the Russian Federation, following a Ukrainian strike that took place on March 24. The corresponding video was published on April 2 by the Russian propaganda Telegram channel Spy Dossier. The video shows the aftermath of a strike on a field airfield located in the village of Ivnya, Belgorod region, approximately 60 kilometers from the border with Ukraine, the commentary to the video says. It is claimed that the strike was carried out using a HIMARS MLRS. As a result of the attack, 4 helicopters of the Russian Aerospace Forces, 2 Ka-52 and 2 Mi-8 received critical damage. On March 24, the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that SOF fighters, together with the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, missile forces and artillery, destroyed 2 enemy Ka-52 helicopters and 2 Mi-8 in the Belgorod region. All helicopters were destroyed by missile strikes behind enemy lines, where the enemy had created a platform for aircraft to jump off, a camouflaged position for the rapid movement of aircraft or for surprise attacks on the security and defense forces of Ukraine, the Special Operations Forces reported.
Керосин льется, блядь.